I just let Mr. Galvin, so you might have to make him co-host.
Excellent. I think we'll wait just another minute and get started. Give everybody a chance to log in. Okay, welcome everybody. I extend a warm Bearcat welcome to all of our new families joining us for the 2020-2021 school year. First, I'd like to introduce our interpreter for the evening, Armando.
Muy buenas tardes, soy Armando Ramírez, yo voy a ser el intérprete. Miss Sandy acaba de darles la bienvenida a todos con un abrazo de oso muy fuerte y en este momento ella va a continuar. Ahora vamos a continuar, ella me voy a trasladar al salón de interpretación. Por la parte de abajo de la pantalla usted va a mirar un globo. Si usted hace clic en este globo, va a tener la opción de entrar al cuarto en español. Hágalo y ahí va a estar escuchando usted toda la interpretación durante toda esta reunión. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Miss Sandy.
Thank you, Armando. We'll just give everybody a second to move into the interpretation room. And once again, welcome everyone to the Bearcat family. San Mateo High School is known for its unrivaled Bearcat spirit. Along with our Bearcat spirit, we have outstanding academic programs, an extraordinary biotech facility, co-curricular activities like dance, drama, and our music programs. And these are only a few of the impressive qualities at San Mateo High School. And this is made possible by the dedicated teamwork between our students, our parent community, our teachers, administrators, and staff. Tonight, you will meet many of the people in our parent community, and you will meet our assistant principals and Principal Shu. I am Sandy Del Balso, and I am the president of the Parent Teacher Organization. Excuse me. The San Mateo High School PTO works to promote an environment of cooperation by providing parents with opportunities to connect with the community at the school, to be informed on matters that are impacting the school and your students. And we encourage you to get involved in these activities. It might seem very difficult at this time with the pandemic and not being able to come into the school, but we are working and creating ideas around Zoom so that we can still do these activities. Originally, this is held during Reg Day, for Freshman Reg Day. It's an orientation. The freshman students will go into orientation, and then we have a big welcome party in the little gym with donuts and coffee and all kinds of sweets and delicious things, but we also offer some healthy choices. And unfortunately, we couldn't do that this year, but we're happy that we could still do something so that we could bring our faces to our new parents. The PTO also provides the daily emails of the daily bulletin. We do the email blast that you get about school events, meetings, and school functions. Since the pandemic, we're trying to utilize Zoom a lot so that we can still continue meeting and have town halls. And like I said, we're trying to be creative with ways of gathering. We have our general meetings. So we have 6 general meetings a year, and they're informational-based meetings that we encourage parents and students to attend. So you can ask questions based on whatever the speaker comes in to speak about. Our next speaker is actually 2 police officers who are going to talk to us about internet safety, safety on Zoom, and that sort of thing. So that's what we do. We also recognize our students and teachers for their accomplishments. We do a Bearcat Awards twice a year. We do scholarships for our seniors, Jefferson Awards. We host a Staff Appreciation Week. And these are things that you can sign up to volunteer for. We hope that eventually we will be having some events on campus this year as things hopefully get better. Otherwise, volunteer anyway, because we still hope to provide some sort of gathering regardless, even if it's through Zoom. So please go to our website on at the high school website, click on families, and you can scroll down and you can find everybody that you're meeting tonight. You'll see websites for everybody. So have a wonderful year and go Bearcats. Now to meet our other parent organizations, first we have Eudora Ting, and she is our San Mateo High School Foundation President. Eudora.
Hi, thank you, Sandy. I just want to say welcome Bearcat parents of class of 2024. I am Eudora Ting, and this is my third year as president of San Mateo High School Foundation. Thank you for coming to find out more about San Mateo High School and how you can be more involved in the greatest high school in the world. Foundation is the academic boosters of the school. We are parent volunteers who pool our time and skills to raise funds to obtain programs or items that the school district might not be able to pay for. We are not standalone. We work together with with the school and all the parent booster groups you are going to be meeting here tonight. PTO, drama, dance, athletics, music, because all our kids participate in so many different activities. So we collaborate because we can do so much more together than by ourselves. Our aim is for all students at San Mateo High School to be successful in their high school goals. The past 15 years, Foundation has held a Bearcat benefit gala where parents, alumni families, and staff faculty could meet to enjoy student talent, dinner, and fun auctions. We also raise money by holding smaller classes that were pay to play to meet new and old friends. I'm really disappointed this year that COVID has changed all these plans, and I've always enjoyed these opportunities to connect while doing good. As Sandy said, we do hope to host a school-wide informal event this spring when safe for everybody. Or if we can't, then we'll do some virtual meaningful meetups. So please stay tuned. Hope to see you at our benefit in the next school year. Thank you to you if you have already donated to us. If not, we are always thankful for any amount, no matter what the size is. It all comes together to make a valuable impact for our children. Please take a look at our page at the San Mateo High School website, at the parent group page, or you can go directly to www.smhsf.org. You can find more information about us, our donation forms, links, our corporate sponsor information. You can always email foundation@info@smhsf.org or anything else if you have any ideas or just want to help out. Looking forward to getting to know you. Go Bearcats. Thank you.
Thank you, Eudora. Yes, I will definitely miss the Bearcat benefit, but I'm looking forward to seeing what you pull together regardless. It'll be fun. Next, we have our Athletic Boosters President, Tim Warren. Welcome, Tim. Do we have Tim?
Hang on a second. Yes, you do. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Tim.
So, welcome, Bearcat families, and welcome to class of 2024. I'm Tim Warren. I'm the president of the San Mateo High School Athletic Board, and we are an athletic board that's composed of parents, our AD, Jeff Scheller, our assistant principal, Adam Gelb, and the other board members are Amy Bergstrom, Alicia Breen, Andrew Wadhams, Anthony DeBasso, Blair Fingerhut, Flora Wong, Mara Curry, and Rodney Prizu. We're dedicated to supporting the athletic teams and coaches. We feel like we have the best coaches available. They're incredible. They put in a huge amount of time, and we want to support them as much as possible by raising money. And we do that specifically to pay for stipends for the coaches, to pay for equipment and uniforms for the players, and to pay for facility and equipment upgrades. And we raise the money in the following ways. We have a snack shack at football games. We have a snack stand at basketball games. Unfortunately, We're not going to be seeing those, until January. We have an annual crab feed that we hold usually around in February. But most important, we get most of our donations from the participation donation forms. So we encourage everybody to donate since it directly benefits the teams. The PTO will be sending out a donation form next week. And this year it's especially important for us since we will not be having our first athletic meeting until January because of COVID. So please consider donating. And we're always looking for other volunteers. We have a lot of fun at the football games and basketball games. Not only do we sell food and we also sell gear and swag equipment for the teams. So there's a lot going on there. We invite anybody who wants to get involved. Everyone is welcome, and please join us. So thank you very much and look forward to seeing everyone.
Thank you, Tim. I have to agree. Volunteering for the athletic boosters is a ton of fun, especially for the games and all the other events they host. You get to connect with a lot of the students. So look for those opportunities as they come. Like I said, hopefully later on this year, but definitely by next year, right? At least we hope. Next, I'd like to welcome Christina Simmons, who is our Drama Booster president. Christina.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. One of the main reasons my daughter chose to come to San Mateo High is because of their world-class drama and performing arts program. This is my first year as booster president. My daughter's now a junior, and I have to tell you that being involved in drama boosters has just been incredibly wonderful as a parent, because that's really for you the best way to get connected to community at San Mateo High and find out why our school is the best in the world. It's because of parent support. It's because of parents who volunteer and get involved, and the benefits that you receive as a parent from getting involved, knowing your kids' friends, knowing the ins and outs of the activities that they're involved in. I can't encourage you enough to get involved in whatever organization you hear about tonight that clicks for you and clicks for your student. I highly encourage you to get involved. When it comes to drama, if that is your lane for your kid, I encourage you to get connected with the drama boosters in a couple of different ways. The first thing I want to do is invite you to our drama season kickoff that's happening tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I'm going to put the bit.ly link in the chat so that you can join us. It's bit.ly.drama-boosters-kickoff. And you're going to hear all about what we have planned for this season. Of course, this season will present some unique challenges because we can't gather for rehearsals. We're not sure if we'll be able to perform until spring, but we have a new drama director, Miss Wozniak, and I think she has been appointed for such a time as this because she has just got some great vision for how we can connect with all of our students and our performing community to really just bring some joy during this time. If your kids have been watching TikTok and a lot of YouTube entertainment, you know how important the arts and performing and entertainment is at this time. So join us tomorrow night to hear all about what's in store for the season. I'll give you a sneak peek that one of the most things I'm excited about is our open mic night that's going to be happening once a month. So there's lots to hear about what's coming down the pike, but join us for the Drama Boosters season kickoff to hear about all of the details. Another way you can get connected to find out about what's happening in drama is to go to our drama webpage at smhsdrama.org. Again, I'll put the link in there and you can find out what's in store for this season. We also have a Facebook page where you can get connected that way. So just, dial in, get connected, and we would love to share with you all of the ways that we support our amazing drama program through financial support and volunteer support. So I encourage you to get involved.
Thank you so much, Christina. I do really look forward to seeing all the talent this year. She is so right in saying that drama the drama club or the drama classes, the shows that are brought on every year by our drama team is amazing. We have so much talent, and it's just, I love going to the shows, and it's a great way to connect with all the families and all the students. It's just a ton of fun every time. Next, I'd like to welcome Nicole Blair, our Music Boosters president. Welcome, Nicole.
Hi, thank you, Sandy. My name is Nicole Blair, and I am the president of the Music Boosters. This is my first year as president. So even though this is not going to be a typical year at all, the Music Boosters will still provide a lot of support to Mr. Trabuzzi, our instrumental or music director, Mr. Reif Schneider, the choral director, and April Peich, the color guard director. As you can imagine, everything has changed in an instant, and they are working hard to continue to engage you and your students in music and choir, but just in a different way. So we are all working together to make the music program fun this year. So just to give you an idea what a typical year would look like in the music program or the Music Boosters, what we do support, we provide support for all the concerts. That includes instrumental concerts, choir, performances. We provide like the refreshments, the tickets, so we need a lot of volunteers. We provide all the events for the marching band and the color guard, which includes the reviews, the competitions and tournaments and parades. So you can imagine it's a lot of work. There's a lot of help needed for those events. We provide the uniforms, the cleaning and the maintenance of those, transportation, and hosting of all the events. There's a lot of fundraisers, which this year it's going to look different because we may not be able to get to do those. But some of those fundraisers we have, our big one is the cookie dough sale, the CSM Farmers Market, and the choral playathon. And we also provide tours in the spring, which is still up in the air. We're going to be hopeful that maybe we can get to do that, but it does alternate. Sometimes we go to Disneyland. We were supposed to go to Hawaii this last spring, but we didn't get to go. In San Diego, so it alternates every year. So, starting off this year, we do have to cancel or postpone most of those events, but we're hoping that we'll be able to get back to normal at some time this year, maybe in the spring. But there's a chance that we may not be able to, and that we may not be able to get to do our fundraiser. So we do rely on your support still, and we hope we can get your support, either volunteer or donations, to keep the music program going, so that we can be successful for next year when I know for sure we're going to get back to normal then. But I do look forward to a day when I can meet everybody in person, and we look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know, the Music Boosters definitely pulls the school together. They provide so much support. I know at the Bearcat, the Bearcat benefit, we always have musicians there. So we're always sort of all working together. It's really such an incredible community. I'm getting a message that we have some people that are struggling to get onto the interpretation link. Yvonne, do you think you could give direction in Spanish real quick? Maybe suggest that they hover down below, because maybe they're just not seeing the globe because they need to move their thing down below so that they can see the globe. Because if it's on the center of the screen, the bottom thing goes away.
Yeah. Si necesita interpretación, hay un globo que está por la parte de abajo de la pantalla, así que puede hacer clic ahí para escoger el idioma de español para recibir traducción en español. Patty, did I say that right?
Yes, that was perfect.
Thank you, Ms. Xu. Thank you, Patty, Ms. Frias. Next, I'd like to welcome Olivia Reedy, our dance instructor, who will be talking about Dance Boosters. Welcome,
Hi,
Olivia.
everyone. My name is Olivia Reedy. This is my second year at San Mateo High School, and I love it. It's fabulous. It's amazing. So I'm really happy that you guys and your ninth graders are all here with us. I see some of my ninth grade parents in the Zoom room, so that's exciting. I have some great ninth graders this year, so thank you for letting me have them in my classes. At San Mateo High School, we have 2 beginning classes, 2 intermediate, and 1 advanced dance class. So it's a pretty big program. We do lots of different styles: jazz, tap, hip hop, house, contemporary, musical theater, a little bit of ballet. So we're working on transitioning that into a virtual environment, which I was really nervous about, but it's week 2 and it's going pretty well. The kids are excited. The kids are great. So if you have a student who wants to be in dance, have them shoot me an email and we can get them in there. Usually in a typical year, there's lots of different performance opportunities, live performances. The kids dance at rallies, they dance at Little Big Game, they dance at Bearcat Benefit. And then at the end of the year, all the classes will dance in our big spring show called Mateo Motion. Fingers crossed. We had to cancel it in the spring, but I'm very optimistic that it will happen. And we're going to need all the parent support we can get for that. With 170 kids in one show, it's wild, but it's going to be really fun. And then also we do other things like a dance intensive for the advanced kids at the beginning of the year, where we bring in some cool Los Angeles choreographers and a big photo shoot. So those are kind of, and then the big thing that we had to postpone for 2021 is our New York trip. So New York 2022, it's gonna happen. We're gonna be fundraising for that eventually. Usually at the beginning of the year, there's a big cookie dough fundraiser, which will be postponed for now. However, one of my wonderful students designed 2020, the year of social dancing t-shirts. So those will be coming out soon. That'll be like a little mini fundraiser. But yeah, we've transitioned class to virtual learning. The district, we just got approved to order little tap boards to send home for everyone. So if your student is interested in dance, we welcome everyone. I love having big classes with lots of kids who are excited. So send them my way. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Reedy. I'm totally jazzed now. You got me all amped up for some dance.
And I'll put the link to our website in the chat as well.
That'll be great. Thank you. You mentioned the Little Big Game, and I actually had the PTO president from Burlingame High School reach out to me earlier today saying we need to make plans for the Little Big Game because we can't let that go. We're going to have to do something to make it happen. So for all of you parents, the Little Big Game is the big football game of the year. Burlingame High and San Mateo High School, the big rivalry, and it's a event that is on a Saturday. It's just outrageous. Usually one school walks to the other school because we're about a mile apart. It's really just a fun day. And just so you know, I know that Burlingame High School is ready to do it somehow remotely, but we'll do something. There will be fun that day. So next, we're going to move on to our administration. First, I'd like to welcome our assistant principal, Patty Frias. Welcome, Patty.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me, and welcome ninth grade families and Bearcats. A little bit about myself. This is actually my 6th year at San Mateo High School. I started off as a Spanish teacher and then transitioned into a dean role for 2 years. And this is actually my 3rd year as an assistant principal. I work in student services and I oversee all things ELD, English Language Development. Really the #1 priority, I believe, for all of us administrators is that students feel physically and emotionally safe while, a part of our community. And so that is definitely the priority. I do work collaboratively with our ELD academic counselor, our family engagement coordinator, and our English language specialist as well. I am also the foster youth and homeless liaison for our school within the district. It's been an interesting year this year, but it is still an amazing year because of all the Bearcats. And I am here. My door is always open virtually, I guess. And so if you have any concerns, please feel free to shoot me an email or leave me a voicemail. I look forward to meeting all of your students. I've already met a few because I've been jumping into some Zoom classes and they are rocking it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Frias. I'm wondering if you could help translate one more thing. So it says that older model Chromebooks might not have the interpretation icon, but I can't see the rest of this note.
So would you like me to translate that? Yeah. Algunos de los modelos más antiguos de nuestras computadoras que les hemos dado a las familias, es posible que esas computadoras no tengan la posibilidad de tener la plataforma para tener la traducción.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Frias. Next, I'd like to welcome our Assistant Principal, Adam Gelb. Mr. Gelb. Is he on?
I don't think he can unmute himself.
Oh. Can...
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you for unmuting me.
Sorry about that.
Good evening, freshman Bearcat parents, our baby Bearcats. My name is Adam Gelb. This is also my 6th year at San Mateo, all as assistant principal. I'm also on the student services side with Ms. Frias. Some of the things that I have oversight or oversee in the student services department, one of the hot topics right now is school safety. So we're working on that pretty much hourly to try and maintain safety. We do have a number of teachers teaching from their classrooms. Your students might have noticed that some of your students' teachers are teaching from home, and then some are actually on campus. I think we have between 35 and 40 that have elected to take the advantage of our great Wi-Fi and some technology and some spaces on campus. So we are allowing staff to be on campus. And some of the other things that groups I work with, the athletic department, school activities and leadership, the wellness department, special education, and then just like Ms. Frias has the ELD students, Mr. Holtz and I split grade levels. I have the 9th and 11th graders for all things that might need to go to an administrator for any reason, and then Mr. Holtz has the 10th and the 12th, and he'll tell you a little bit about that. And then you might hear my voice come maybe at 6:30 with some updates. It usually starts with good evening, Bearcat parents, guardians, and students. That's usually me. So all things that are changing, like today we changed makeup photo day change. So any changes would usually come around 6:30. So if you see the 650 number that you may or may not recognize, it's usually a school update. And this year, if you have any questions, I'll put my email in the chat. Anything regarding distribution of materials is a big change for us. When do students come on campus to pick something up if they have a change in their schedule, if they change the class, if they need a Chromebook, their computer at home isn't working as great, or the camera's not working, and teachers have asked to turn on their cameras from time to time. We're dealing with hotspots, and so anything else that you need from campus would come through student services, and we'll do our best to be as timely and efficient with how we serve you and your students with whatever you need. So given the challenges, I think we're off to a good start, and we're up for the challenge. And it's great to see some of your students in classes. I know Ms. Shu will probably tell you a little bit about when we visit classes virtually in the upcoming weeks for freshmen. So that's one of our favorite times of years when we get to pop in and see the freshmen. They're usually still pretty shy, so we don't anticipate getting any questions from them the first week when we pop in, but hopefully they'll come out of their shell virtually or in person at some time this year. So thank you for having me, and then welcome to San Mateo.
Thank you, Mr. Gelb. We already have one quick question for you. Where can I get a Bearcat hat like Mr. Gelb's?
Is Athletic Booster still on this call? You can email me. My email's there, Adam Gelb. I'll put you in touch with the boosters or Jeff Scheller, athletic director, and then we'll make sure we get you fitted for a hat, and then we can pick it up or distribute it in the safest way possible.
Thank you, Mr. Gelb. And we will circle back around for questions and answers. And I know there's more questions regarding getting some gear, and I'll let Tim respond to those after we circle back. Thank you. But I did want to mention your hat since it was right there. Next, I'd like to welcome our assistant principal, Mike Holtz. Welcome, Mr. Holtz.
Hey, good evening and welcome 9th grade Bearcat families. My name is Michael Holtz, and I am the assistant principal who works most closely with the academic counseling side of the office. So we worked very hard to make sure that schedules were up and running and distributed to all of your students for that first day of school. Granted, within these first weeks, there are a few adjustments you might be noticing, some world language level changes, or we had to move 1 or 2 classes. So I'm sorry if that did have to impact your student schedule. I know when students get their schedule that first moment, they often get a little wedded to it and committed to it, and they know where their friends are. But I do appreciate all the patience and understanding as we had to make a few of those changes. So I do work really closely with Ms. Watson, who is your student's 9th grade counselor. She will be your counselor for the fall semester. Currently, she is stepping in for Ms. Roman, who you'll meet in the spring, who is currently out on maternity leave. So Ms. Watson is awesome. You can always contact her, or feel free to reach out to me with any questions about scheduling or your students' classes. I also have the pleasure of working closely with Mr. Steve Hansen and Nancy Kane, who work in our College and Career Center. So as your student progresses throughout the course of their 4 years at San Mateo, both Mr. Hansen and Ms. Kane are amazing resources for planning future your child's next steps after high school for both college and career, whether that's linking them up with internship opportunities, volunteer opportunities, investigating colleges. They're both really amazing resources. So I hope you get to meet them soon. Additionally, I work closely with our amazing drama boosters. They're incredible. You already heard from Christina earlier. Let's see. That's pretty, I also am the 504 coordinator. So if I know right now, if your student does have a pre-existing 504 from their middle school, your Ms. Watson is scheduling meetings with you. I'm also supporting her with that and some other elements there, and the AP testing coordinator. So as your student is taking on AP courses later on, you'll be receiving communications from me regarding testing in that program. Just want to welcome you one more time and have a great night.
Thank you, Mr. Holtz. Thank you so much. Mr. Holtz is a great resource, and please, contact him if you do have questions. Finally, I'd like to welcome our principal, Ms. Yvonne Shu. Welcome, Ms. Shu.
Hi, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Obviously, being new parents to San Mateo High School, you probably have a lot of questions. However, just like the parents have said, we wouldn't be the world's greatest high school if we didn't have the world's greatest parents. And so we receive so much support from all of our parents to make San Mateo High School a happy, welcoming place where students can have different experiences, learn, grow, and, become adults and figure out what they want to do and explore. And so we welcome you to do all of those things, albeit virtually this year, which is a new experience for all of us. But we are doing the best that we can in creating a personalized environment by making ourselves available to you to answer any questions that you might have. I've been a Bearcat for a very long time. I've been in the district since actually 1996, and I actually started at San Mateo High School as a teacher and left for a short while to go into administration, and worked at Hillsdale High School as assistant principal and principal before coming to San Mateo in 2007. And so the saying, once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat, I have come full circle in the district. And so I have a lot of history, and it is kind of getting scary that some of my former students now have children at San Mateo. So it's really wonderful seeing familiar faces and welcoming them back to the campus. A couple of announcements that you will hear about shortly. I'm sure that you're all looking forward to Back to School Night. Back to School Night's an opportunity for you to get to know some of the teachers and put names to faces. Your students at home have been probably talking about, these teachers or perhaps complaining about them. And your opportunity for Back to School Night, the date has been changed. Instead of being next Thursday, September 3rd, it will be the following Thursday, September 10th. We will be sending out updates. It will be virtual. I don't know if you've heard, there have been some pretty awful Zoom bombing that has been happening more on other campuses than on the San Mateo campus. And so therefore, we won't have a live version of Back to School Night, but all teachers will be asked to either do a screencast or video that will be available starting September 10th. And so between now and then, they will be preparing short videos between probably 8 and 10 minutes to let you know who they are, class expectations, grading, attendance, and all of that good stuff, along with their contact information in case you should have any further questions regarding their particular subject area. And so we will send that out shortly to announce that. Actually, we haven't even sent out anything to the staff yet because the union is approving some of the changes that have come about. However, we will still have a minimum day on September 4th. So students will be on a minimum even day, classes 2, 4, 6, ending at approximately 12:15 p.m. It will give teachers that afternoon a chance to start on doing their videos. Like I said before, it will be asynchronous. So that means that videos will be loaded and up to their Canvas page. And we're figuring out how to link everything also to our website so that you can watch any of the videos or all of the videos at your leisure and don't have to worry about clicking on another video or going into another Zoom room every 10 minutes because it can be a little overwhelming. And, after a full day of spending time in front of a computer, it's probably not, you don't want to probably spend another 2 hours figuring out what class your student has when and which Zoom link you should use and whatnot. So those will all be loaded up. We use Canvas as our LMS, the learning management system. So all teachers should be using Canvas modules to upload assignments so that you can see when they're due, how many points they're worth, and then students' grades when the teacher is ready to publish them. If you have not uploaded the Canvas app to your phone or downloaded the program to your desktop computer, I urge you to do so that you can kind of keep in touch with what is going on. While you want your student to grow and become more independent, it still allows you to kind of be an observer to see what is going on in the classrooms and if they've turned in their assignments and if they're on time. So please make sure you do that. There are different capabilities and parents here on the PTO can let you know between the app and the desktop version. Obviously on your computer, there's more access than on the app. And so if you want the kind of full effect, I urge you to download it and have it readily available on your computer. What you will also need, and we will probably be sending out because you might not know your student's schedule. Teachers teach various courses, and so you might not know that your student has an art class, but whether or not it's art, multimedia, drawing, it's important to also download Aries, which is our grading platform. And so report cards, grades will go through there, and attendance. And there you can also see your student's schedule and see which periods they have class and which periods they do not. One of the other things, a question came up in the chat to me, is in case students change classes, there is a little bit of a lag time between changes in Aries, which the counselors use to program our students, and then going into Canvas. Typically, it's supposed to be updated every night, but we realize that is not happening. And so if your student just had a class changed, they might not have access the following day, unfortunately, to the correct Canvas course. We are working on that. I have brought it to the attention of the Associate Superintendent and the Director of Curriculum and Instruction to see what they can do about ensuring that this upload happens on a nightly basis. So I would urge your student, they have the teacher's name, to email the teacher and let them know that they've just recently changed into a class, but have yet to get Canvas access. Students do need Canvas access in order to get to their Zoom accounts and to attend class. It's in that platform, so we don't have outsiders Zoom bombing our classes, which can be embarrassing for students and for teachers. And so that's the most secure way in doing so. So please make sure that your student reaches out to their teacher in case they don't have access to Canvas immediately after a class change. Mike, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that, or Patty, feel free to, or Adam, to jump in case I'm missing something.
For sure. I would just say on that note, because that has become, it's an issue with the sync and the refresh in Canvas. If you notice it's been a day or two, please, you can email me directly as well, and I'd be glad to assist.
Some other things like coming up, San Mateo has been the home to on average probably 50 to 60 student-led clubs. We are just getting them off the ground. Students have been eagerly emailing saying, you know, can I start a club? Are we going to have clubs? And we will. We are working out some of the logistics of when clubs can meet. We really, in the past, club meetings have happened during lunchtime. However, we are well aware of Zoom fatigue and really want students to take a break, as well as teachers to take a break at lunch. And therefore, on Wednesdays and Fridays, we are going to allow clubs to meet between that 2:45 and 3:15 p.m. And so clubs will be getting started. Students, if they want to start a club or renew a club charter, they do have to have an advisor, which is an adult on campus. And once they secure a club advisor, the club advisor can help the student fill out the club charter and submit it to student government for approval. So that will be happening. We have everything from service clubs to fun clubs to ethnic clubs to arts, the art club. And so there is something for everyone. And if there isn't something, students can also create a club just as a social gathering and meet at least once a week. So having these meetings twice a week perhaps would allow your student to join 1, 2, up to 4 clubs, depending upon the frequency of club meetings, but that will be coming up shortly. We will be posting everything on Canvas, so that it is really important to have the Canvas app or program, and it will be in announcements. So students should check that on a regular basis, okay? One last announcement, and then we'll move to some questions, is our free and reduced lunch program. Make sure that you do apply. The application is on our website. There is a slideshow in Spanish to help our Spanish-speaking families complete the application. All of you might be new to the application process, but it is online. It's fairly easy to complete. And once it's submitted online, usually the following day, you will have access. We do have food services on our campus. So if your family is on the lunch program, you're more than welcome to stop by campus between 7 a.m. and we're going to announce between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. We're going to extend those hours for families to pick up brunch and lunch for their student, and you can bring it home. You will need your student's ID number or a temporary ID card in order to scan in so that we can keep track of those families. So I think those are kind of the basic announcements. I'm not sure if we have some questions that perhaps I didn't get a chance to touch on. Sandy had shared the Q&A doc, and I tried to weave in some of the questions that were on there into kind of my talk, but I'm sure some more questions came up, and I'd be more than happy to answer them and invite the admin team to jump in and answer any questions that, you want to. I don't have to do all the talking.
Yes, questions are coming in. So, but first I'd like to mention, first question I should probably answer is yes, I actually should have announced this at the beginning. This is being recorded. The live YouTube that I posted when I posted this meeting will be, you can click on that and you can watch the recording of this event. And I will post it onto the San Mateo High School PTO website. So if anybody's missed it or you hear somebody's missed it and they want to get caught up, they can go onto the website to review this meeting. So Yvonne, I know you answered the questions about Canvas and being able to, so did that answer the Student Center one? Somebody was asking, what is this SMHS Student Center, and is the grade that's there going to show up on their report cards?
I can answer that one.
Oh.
So the Student Center is what we call the Bearcat layer, which is a student resource course in Canvas. So we need to include it on their schedule so that the course appears when they become registered. It is a non-attendance, non-graded course. So although you see it, there's no actually attendance or grade assigned.
Also, Mr. Holtz, do you know if there's a place where parents can go to get help getting onto Canvas in Aries? Because I see potentially people coming back saying, okay, how do I actually get Canvas in Aries? Is there an email address where they can write to somebody to get direct help?
Yeah, so we actually just had a meeting today to problem solve some of the challenges with newly enrolled students and our process and refine our past process with orienting new students and families to Canvas and Aries. Right now, I would say the best way would be, I believe maybe Yvonne, you can chime in too if you've, I'm thinking the Family Engagement Coordinator is a resource. We do have, Yvonne?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, as far as Canvas resources to support families with enrolling in Canvas.
Yes, typically our family engagement coordinator has helped families do that. There in the past, there have been a bigger push just because of parents establishing observer accounts. And so we can help you with that. Just send us an email and we will hopefully get the directions so we can post it on our website. We will be posting in English and Spanish to help out those families.
And if it's a logistical challenge with passwords or logging in, I'm going to put the Tech Help, the district Tech Help phone number in the chat right now. It's a good first start to help solve those problems.
Thank you, Mr. Holtz. Next, I'm going to go to, we had a question submitted in Spanish, and I actually had it translated, so I'm going to read it in English, and then Armando will read it in Spanish, and we'll get that answered. So the question is, good afternoon. My question is about the service they have in the office. I call and no one answers, and if someone answers, they only answer in English and transfer the call to Spanish and nobody answers there. It always goes to the mailbox. I leave a message and the messages never come back. As a mother, like other parents, we have many questions and concerns, and there is no one who can help us in Spanish.
Well, we have a number of people on campus that speak Spanish, including me and Patty on the admin team. And so I would just be curious as to what phone number they're calling, just because we do have somebody in the office. It has been very busy these past couple of days, so we haven't been able to get to the phone all the time. But then again, there haven't been a lot of phone calls either, with people being at home. And so they do, the office staff, they do check the voicemail box every day. I would have to check with them in case the messages are coming into Spanish, who they are transferring them to, but they would be transferring them to another Spanish speaker, perhaps Ms. Cervantes, who is the Student Services Secretary, Mrs. Menendez, who is the Attendance Secretary, or me or Ms. Frias. And so I would just be curious as to what phone number the parent is calling to make sure that they have the correct line, main office line, so that we can direct their phone call to the appropriate people.
And this leads perfectly into the next question. Is there a page online that has a list of the responsibilities of each assistant principal? It would be helpful so we don't bug the wrong person. So I think we should try to answer, how does the directory work and where do we find it?
So I thought on the website it did, because we do have one internally, which teachers use in terms of just like school type of things. But I could have sworn that there was a communications page that is probably still valid from last year about who you contact and kind of the chain of command of how things go. I will go and look at the website and hopefully find that page and put the link in the chat.
Thank you, Yvonne. If we don't get to that tonight, I'm going to be sending out an e-blast with links for our boosters that have all spoke tonight. And I can also include something regarding how to navigate the website so that you can access the people you need to at our school. Next, I have a question for dance. Do we have to buy tap shoes? My daughter is in dance.
So we do have aid for anyone who needs help with tap shoes. We were still figuring out if we were going to do tap, but since we've been approved to order our little tap floors, we do have students purchase tap shoes, but there's financial aid available for anyone who needs it. So do not let that discourage you from taking dance, because we will work it out and get you some tap shoes.
So they will need tap shoes at some point to do tap. Excellent. Thank you. Next, How do families and students order Bearcat gear like sweatshirts, shirts, or awesome baseball caps like Mr. Gelb's? Tim, I think that's for you. Tim Warren?
Hi, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, traditionally we've only sold gear at the football and basketball games, but in light of COVID-19, we're looking into how we can get the gear to people. So we should have it figured out next week and we'll communicate that to everyone.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, next question. My daughter is switching a class from cinema to 3D art. Her advisor says it's in process since yesterday. When can she start attending her new 3D art class?
Okay, so yeah, I believe I answered that one privately in the chat, but just in case another family member has, our parent has a similar question, it's really, students will be provided access to that class when they have that Canvas link so that they can access the teacher's Zoom. But as Yvonne had mentioned earlier, there's that has been some of the delays with the syncing between areas in Canvas. So if your student has already discussed a change with the teacher, they know exactly what period and which teacher they're going to, they can always reach out to that teacher in Canvas and just say, hey, I'm new, can I have your link? And the teacher can send that link directly. Unfortunately, that's the best workaround we have right now, but we're looking to refine that process if possible.
Thank you, Mr. Holtz. And then I have a couple of questions regarding clubs. So will San Mateo High School facilitate students having outdoor social distance after school meetings with the clubs? And also, will they alternate the clubs so that students may join more than one club?
I think I could probably take this one.
Go.
Yeah, students can join as many clubs as they want. This year, I would just kind of caution them. We talk about Zoom fatigue and kind of stretching yourself thin, being new to high school, not only navigating high school from a distance, and hopefully we're learning on campus sooner than later, to really try a bunch of different clubs. And if they're really serious about a couple that they want to really dedicate a lot of time to, maybe narrow that down as the year goes on. So they're definitely able to explore as many clubs as they want. And in terms of on campus, I'm going to be working with Miss Cowie, who works with the student government to approve the charters, to talk about any opportunities to meet in person. Obviously, we want to keep the students safe and make sure they're abiding by social distancing, but right now we're just not there yet. But we're going to work with Ms. Cowie and see kind of what the demand is for these types of gatherings, and then work with obviously the county and district protocol to make sure we're abiding by those with any opportunities that are afforded to students actually getting together for something that's school related.
Thank you, Adam. Next, what time is back to school on September 10th, and will the videos be archived for viewing afterwards?
Yes, they will be available probably for the whole entire week, beginning on September 10th. Teachers will be asked to make sure that their links are active as soon as the 8th, but then we will kind of officially open back to school night on the 10th. And so at any time, parents would be able to access any of the videos that the teachers have prepared. I believe the ninth grade counselor, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Holtz, will do a ninth grade counseling session. And then the administration, we will probably do some short welcome videos and also have available our freshman orientation video so that while we are not on our campus, you can get a tour of our beautiful campus. We had students do a really nice job of putting together a virtual tour of our campus, and we'd love to share that with you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Okay, so we have some Canvas questions. There's always follow-up Canvas questions. How do we get access to Canvas after downloading the app? Was there a user ID and password sent to parents? And I'm going to combine that with, will parents see all of the notifications that students receive on Canvas, or do the kids get different messages than the parents receive?
So they're on the Canvas. When you go onto the Canvas website, you should be able to see kind of three things. One is like a student, faculty, and I can't remember the last one, access. Then it has family observer accounts, and there is a phone number and I believe email that you can email to get an observer, a pairing code. Someone at the district or a few of us on site have access that we would be able to give that to you. In the past, though, like you have to be ready to do that because it is only good for a certain amount of hours, and then you'd have to call me back and I'd have to regenerate another one. So when you do get an observer pairing code, you have to be ready to be able to enter that in, and then you would get access. And then also on this website, and I'll also tag it and put it into the chat, it has information about the mobile app as well.
Thank you. Wait, we had another quick question on Canvas. So is there a way to sync Canvas so that it sends you your emails, or do you always have to check Canvas directly to receive your messages?
Yes, you should, I can take that one. You should be able to, in the settings section, you should be able to pair your email address so that Canvas sends any notifications from the inbox Canvas to your personal email. And I know on our end, for both students and faculty and staff, we can respond to emails in our Gmail and send it back, and it syncs with Canvas. So I believe you can set that up in the settings function.
Thank you, Mr. Holtz. We have a question about spirit gear, not necessarily sports team related, but maybe a San Mateo High School sweatshirt, etc. Is there spirit gear? I mean, I think usually we just get the San Mateo High School gear because it doesn't necessarily say football or basketball, right?
Yeah, that's right, Sandy. It's the same stuff. Hats, shirts, sweatshirts.
We also have some spirit wear in the student government store. However, we've never had it online, and one of the issues is we can't do an online store because of the government and wanting to then collect taxes on it. So we typically have only done the store on site kind of twice a month. And so I would have to ask Ms. Cowie how she would want to do that if, we're placing orders online and then doing a pickup day, which Mr. Gelb usually organizes in terms of like hotspots, Chromebooks, packets, lab kits, things like that. And so I will look into that with Ms. Cowie, our activities director, to see if she'd like to open up the student store to make school spirit wear available as well.
Thank you, Ms. Shu. Mike Colts, I think this next one's for you. My student has no elective. She does have a language and her schedule had included health, but as of now, there is no health class in her schedule and also no elective. How does that work?
That's a great question. So for ninth grade schedules, they are pretty well packaged, and that's consistent with all the schools in San Mateo Union High School District, where students have their core requirements. They also, which is their math, their a science, which is biology class. They do take a health class for one semester, but that's paired with their history class, which we have ethnic studies for one semester. So your student will either have ethnic studies or health. And a world language requirement. So by the time you add up those core requirements, and also PE, physical education, once you add up all those core requirements, you do have 6 classes. Some students have opted to take a 7th, and typically that would be a VAPA, a visual performing arts, dance, for instance, or a music class. Some of our more popular CTE, career technical education courses, food and nutrition, or digital photography, those ones we unfortunately only have so much space for those courses, so we do give priority to our 10th through 12th graders. So if your student has 6 classes in their schedule, they have a very full, complete schedule. We just leave that extra space that in case there's room for that additional class.
Thank you, Mr. Holtz. I chuckled because somebody sent this for a little bit of levity. My son is still speaking with old friends now attending Burlingame High School. Is this okay, or should he be grounded? Should we force him to wear orange for the next 2 weeks straight? And the answer to that is yes, he must wear orange and black only for the next month. It's actually a really fun rivalry, but in the end, I think they're all really good friends when they get together. Both my daughters have lots of friends at Burlingame High School also. Thank you for that question. Our next question is, how do you recommend our 9th graders meet other students, as my son doesn't know many of the kids and is missing that social connection?
Well, hopefully he or she or whoever they are would find a club to join. That would probably be the easiest thing in finding other people that have similar interests, and then developing a friend groups that way. I don't know, sometimes in the classroom, teachers will do different community building activities, breakout rooms, things like that, that will hopefully, spur the student to broaden their horizons and kind of reach out to someone or see familiar faces in multiple classrooms, not just kind of one class. A lot of freshmen are taking similar classes and might be in class together. It is a little bit harder, doing it virtually as opposed to kind of in person when students are in the hallways and in the quad and things like that. But I would hope that they would join a club. And so that might be a smaller way, with like-minded people, like-minded interests, to start getting to know one another.
And we do have a lot of clubs. And those are all listed online also at the San Mateo High School website. Our next question, my student has done her Algebra 2 as part of AOPS and is finding her current algebra course not challenging. Is there any way to use that credit and change her math course?
It's a great question. Typically a lot of questions around math and acceleration and placement around math. So in order to qualify for credit, or to use your course credit from an outside organization or program, it does have to be a WASP accredited institution that's offering the credit, and it has to be aligned A through G eligible. So if the course meets those 2 elements, then we can honor that credit and then increase the student's placement or place them in the subsequent class. I would say if your student is placed in the appropriate class, we're only in the first weeks of the semester. And I know a lot of our teachers are taking some extra time in these first weeks to build community and really orient their students around this new digital environment. So I would say just give it some time and see how it goes. The rigor will surely increase as the semester continues.
Thank you, Mr. Holtz. I have a question about, is there a PTO Facebook page or website that is actively updated? So we do have the San Mateo High School PTO Facebook page. It's not that active, honestly. I could start posting events there. But there is a site, San Mateo High School Parent Community, that I know a lot of people go on, but that is not hosted by the PTO itself, but there are a lot of alumni who will answer questions in there. The foundation, I know, has a website. I believe all of our boosters actually have their own website. So if you're looking for something specific, you can look at their websites. And yeah, foundation, I'm sure, has a Facebook page also. So those are some opportunities. But if you do find the San Mateo High School PTO Facebook page, you can always post something there. I do take a look at it every once in a while. I'm not super active on Facebook, but I will look at it once in a while. Also, I got a reminder here that the music program will have some spirit gear posted online on their booster website. And don't forget, I think Miss Reedy said that she will have dance shirts for 2020. So there will be some options out there. I just got a new one. Our webpage is up to date with meeting videos, etc. That's true. So yeah, if you do go to our webpage, we do have a lot of our videos from past meetings there, which will answer a lot of questions for you. Okay. Oh, there's one more question about biking to campus. Walking on campus last week, I was surprised by the lack of bike lanes and pedestrian infrastructure. Is there any chance they will be putting in bike lanes and a bike storage area?
We probably would not be putting bike lanes on our campus just because with 1,700 students, you wouldn't be riding. Our campus is not a university-sized campus. While some people might think it's big, you don't really need to bike from one end of campus to the other. And so therefore, I don't foresee us putting bike lanes on our campus. There are just too many students, walking, pedestrian traffic. We also don't have any plans to do storage units for bikes. There is a bike rack that is just outside the pool area, right by the parking lot that is behind the PAC. Students do need to bring their own cable, chain, and locks in order to lock them up there.
Thank you, Yvonne. Another one for you, Mr. Holtz. If a student in 9th grade is placed in pre-calculus, will the Algebra 2 course from Independent Study Program, UC approved, appear on transcripts since some rules have been changed this year?
So to my understanding, the student completed the course. So if the student completed the course over the summer, the new change to policy is not retroactive. So while we will honor the course completions, which would allow the increase in placement, the Algebra 2 coursework from the summer will not appear on the San Mateo High School transcript. Just the pre-calculus coursework will. So it's any coursework that's been completed at an outside organization starting from the start of the school year forward, since we're in this new distance learning situation, the district has permitted that future coursework to be placed on the San Mateo High School transcript.
Thank you, Mr. Holtz. I have an IEP question. If a student is on an IEP, will the teacher contact the student, or who can the parent contact in case they need additional help?
That's a great question. Hopefully by now, to the person asking this question or anyone who has this, if your student does have an IEP, I would hope that their case manager has reached out, or they've been in contact with either Heather Vasquez or Brian Bold, who are our special ed department chairs and have been leading and conducting all of the initial meetings for our incoming freshmen. If they have not heard from Ms. Vasquez or Mr. Bold or a case manager, they can always email me and I will put them in touch.
And I think we might have answered this, but let's just review it one more time. When registering a student on Aries, a verification code is required. Where do we get this code?
So there was a letter sent home to families at the end of June in order to help families complete their data confirmation process through Aries, and that VPN code was included on that letter. It's important, they use that VPN code to verify residency in our district. So if a family does not have that code, I believe, and Yvonne or Patty or Adam can correct me, that the family needs to bring proof of residency and a utility bill or similar to the district office, the student services office at the district office to receive that code.
Well,
That is correct.
Thank you, Yvonne, Ms. Xu. I think that's it. We answered a lot of questions. I'm sure there will be more questions to come, but we all now know how to contact everybody. And like I said, I'll be sending out an e-blast with notes about how you can get a hold of the various booster clubs, and also how to navigate the website so you can find the numbers of the people that you would like to contact. And I think somebody said I got one more. Nope, I didn't get that. Okay, I think we're good. That's great. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. And once again, welcome, baby Bearcats. It's so nice to have you all here. I'm really looking forward to this year. It's going to be challenging, but I think that we're all going to step up, and we're going to be amazed with what we can actually get done. Thanks again, and have a great evening.
Thank you, everybody. Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
meeting you soon,
Thank
one
you.
day in person. Please don't hesitate to contact any of us if other questions come up, because that's what usually happens. You hang up or you leave a room and then you think of a question. So please reach out to any of us at any time. We welcome your questions, and welcome to San Mateo.
Yes, you could even send them to the PTO, and I can forward them to the correct person, because I do actually get a lot of emails, and I'm happy to forward it to whoever needs to get it. So once again, have a great evening, and thank you all for coming. Good night.
Thank you.